Right, well, the government's made what it says is a major investment in hospitals across the country. It comes as senior doctors prepare to walk off the job for 48 hours, which Health New Zealand says will disrupt appointments and procedures for 13,000 patients. Joining me now is the Executive Director of the Association of Salaried Medical Specialists, Sarah Dalton. Hey, Sarah, thanks so much for being with us this morning. So what do you make of Health Minister Simeon Brown's hospital announcement?
Oh, I think your summary was really great. He was basically telling us what business as usual was going to happen. This is money that was already set in the budget. It's a lot of maintenance stuff that they need to do just to keep the lights on, really. I guess it's nice for people to know what's going on in their local hospital, but with a couple of exceptions, none of that is going to enhance hospital services. It's simply going to keep the lights on, keep the water running, hopefully keep hospitals relatively safe for people to be in terms of infrastructure.
Yeah, and that raises the question, I guess, Sarah. I mean, some of these basics like electricity or heating, shouldn't these things have been done a lot sooner than now?
Yeah, absolutely. You were talking about, I think, the cath labs at Auckland Hospital, and we had that incident not that long ago where parts of the hospital lost their hot water, and that's because known and needed maintenance to upgrade the pipes had not been carried out in time. And so there are many patients and staff who are negatively impacted by the loss of hot water. I mean, it's a terrible thing to happen to a hospital. And a number of those announcements speak to those kinds of issues.
Okay, but so what, in fairness, do you think the government should be focused on? Because obviously it's made this commitment, 100 million to do these basic maintenance. That's stuff that's necessary. But what is the overall game plan here? What would you like to see from Health New Zealand and the Minister in terms of taking action to improve the situation and safety for both patients and staff at our hospitals?
So there's two sides to it, really. One is the infrastructure building stuff, and obviously that work absolutely has to happen. But many of our hospitals are really, really old, and a failure to invest, a failure to get buildings ticking along means that there is a long queue of hospitals waiting for rebuild. But part of it is that physical infrastructure and making sure there are safe spaces for people who are working in them and being treated in them. But the other part, of course, is safe staffing. So this government's really interested in targets. I bumped into the Minister at the nurses conference the other day, and I suggested to him that perhaps they think about some workforce targets, because these are sorely missing, and there is not a corresponding interest, it seems to me, or investment in the size of our health workforce or the terms and conditions that are likely to retain or recruit the people we need.
Do you think some of our hospitals, as they stand right now, are becoming unsafe for patients because they're so overwhelmed and because the infrastructure isn't up to scratch?
Yeah, absolutely. They're overcrowded, they're old. We still don't have really good ventilation systems in many hospitals, despite the investment through COVID. Hospital-acquired COVID, hospital-acquired infections are common, and that causes harm to people who are already unwell, who shouldn't be going into hospital and getting sicker.
You've got a strike starting tomorrow, Sarah. Precisely how many senior doctors won't be at work?
Our total membership is close to 6,300. Most of those doctors work in our hospitals, so it'll be somewhere, but there's always a number of doctors away on leave or what have you, so it will be somewhere between 5,500 and 6,000 doctors.
Okay, so Simeon Brown has said when you rejected the latest pay offer, you immediately started balloting members for strike action without telling Health New Zealand the offer had been rejected. And in his mind, your union has acted in bad faith. What is your response to that?
We had clear communication going between our advocate and their advocate. They knew what had happened, and they knew that we were going to be balloting straight away. In fact, we didn't ballot straight away. The result of the ballot of our members not to accept the latest offer came in on the Friday, and we did not begin the ballot for strike action until the following Monday. And when we notified Health New Zealand, but they knew we had been in conversation with them the previous week.
Okay, thanks very much. That's the Executive Director of the Association of Salaried Medical Specialists, Sarah Dalton. Thanks very much for your time. Now, if you've got anything to say about